What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is week 4 here in the Man Cave. We're gonna touch base with our guys here and see what all's happened in the last week in sports. Kind of go over some news. There's a whole lot that's happened. Some sports scores and predictions and some fantasy talk. Let's see what we can kind of get into. Oh my goodness. Let's see what everybody's got going on. What's going on, everybody?
Oh, hi.
You?
Nice to meet you. Join us.
Yeah, nice. Well, welcome to the land of
Well,
I didn't
it's-
realize we were doing a podcast tonight. Sorry.
right.
Oh yeah. I mean, we just all kind of just casually agreed to show up here, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's week 4. Gage, how did your fantasy teams do? Because nobody else is playing.
I'm full.
No, somebody keeps forgetting what.
My
Yeah,
fantasy. Yeah, my fantasy team is 4-0.
4-0.
4-0.
My
The right
fantasy
man.
team could
Yeah.
probably be the leader in the NFC East right now.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if, the Philadelphia, 6 to 7-year-old team could be at this point.
This
Hey,
is true. Yeah.
don't-
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Gunner's kids football team could easily win it right now.
Yeah. I mean, they were the Browns this year, but I don't know if that was. Yeah,
Ooh, that's
it was
rough.
rough.
That's very rough. I don't know why anybody would want to have to deal with that.
Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, I watched a little bit of that game. I mean, Brady looks pretty good. I give him that.
I mean, we
Oh,
got to
I
start.
can't believe they were down that much, but I mean,
He finally got his saggy nuts off the ground.
right?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So, I'll be honest, guys. I was a bad Buccaneers fan this weekend.
You didn't even watch the
And-
game.
I did watch the game, okay, but see, this is the issue. As a Bucks fan, right?
Mhm.
I have been conditioned in which if we are down by more than 17 points, I turn off the game and walk away because there's no way in hell.
Right.
Over the last 15, 20 years, that has been what I've been conditioned to. We're down by 17. There's no way in hell. So right before the halftime. Yeah, right before halftime, I was like, you know what? I'm done watching this. This is bullshit. Turn out the game. And I went to my office and I played some video games for a little bit. So I cannot give you all your expert opinions on the Buccaneers this week, unfortunately.
That's fine. We don't really need them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you'll still
Yeah.
give us
It
10
was the
reasons they're
Los
going to win
Angeles
next week, right?
Chargers, so
Absolutely. They're playing Thursday this week, so first game.
Yeah.
Finally a good Thursday game.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, kind of. We're playing the Bears.
but
Big
Brady
facts.
almost lost to Justin Herbert. So
Justin Herbert's doing amazing.
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie, but he's
And
thrown
he's going to
for-
end up being one hell of a quarterback down the
Oh,
road,
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, he will. He will.
He's looking fantastic. So since we're on the subject about rookie quarterbacks, I mean, you got Joe Burrow, who won his first game this week against Miami. And then Justin Herbert's been looking great since he took over for Tyrod Taylor when he paid the doctor to puncture his lung for him. So slipped him that 20. So those two guys they're looking great. Really good rookie quarterbacks. I mean, Herbert's throwing for 300 yards a game almost, and Burrow's throwing it 65 times a week for Cincinnati because they have no other help other than Joe Mixon. Finally, he showed up. But with that being the question, I mean, when's Tua? When's he coming up here and showing us what he's got? And all these other rookie quarterbacks are doing. And what's up, Miami? When are we gonna stop believing in Fitzmagic one last time?
It's
for the last
magic.
50
Come
years?
on, it's Fitzmagic.
I mean, you can't turn down Fitzmagic, but
No, you really
the problem with Tua is he's just another Alabama quarterback. I don't think that he's gonna ever be a Lamar caliber or a Kyler Murray caliber or anything like that. He'd never had that consistency. And their best bet, honestly, is to stick out with old man Fitzmagic and hope that he can squeak something out. They weren't going to beat the Seahawks. There was no way in hell that was ever going to happen. That was a done deal to begin with. But if they hope to win,
Right.
week 5, they're going into Whatever they got.
They've got a pretty
They got the
good stretch of
49ers.
games
So
who are starting 2 different quarterbacks right now and lost half their defense. So
I don't know, man. Berthoud came in and at the end of that game against the Chiefs and was throwing bullets and hitting players. It just was they were too far down, too late. You know.
yeah, but I mean, they couldn't decide who they wanted as their quarterback this past week with CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins. Each throwing interceptions and everything. So I think, but I think with Tua, who's this game right after 49ers for Miami?
Miami, let's see here. They've got the Broncos right after that.
The Broncos? Okay, when the Broncos aren't exactly doing great either. So I
Yeah,
think
if you go to Denver 1-4, you have to pull the trigger on Tua there.
you've got to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to let him get some time in there, right? Oh boy.
Why is that on? That's weird. It's weird because it went through my speakers on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hmm.
Professional streamer.
Professional
Yeah.
streamer, guys.
Professional online entertainer.
Yeah. So I feel like they have to pull the trigger on Tua within the next game or two. Because it's not like they're gonna win their division.
I mean, at some point you got to give him a shot, but I don't know why they have that infatuation with Fitzpatrick. I've never understood that.
You got to figure, was it Brian Flores down there in Miami? He wants to put the players on the field he think he could win right now. He just doesn't think Tua's ready. But I mean, even if you lose this week, you have to just start going, okay, let's get ready for next season. I mean, they should be doing that now. They should have been doing that in week 1 because they're the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean they're in a complete rebuilding process. They have some good talent, like sporadically throughout the roster, but nothing fantastic,
Yeah, Tua at least needs to get it half this season if they actually think he's a viable quarterback for the future.
If not, they
Have
just
to
need
do
to
it.
draft Trevor Lawrence.
No,
everybody's
Philly's
gonna be
going to go
trying for
from
him.
first to worst and get him.
Right. But yeah, I mean, so I just feel like they need to pull the trigger on Tua. It's time for him to get some work in, and with how the other rookie quarterbacks are doing, if he doesn't look as good, I mean, their basic question: do we pull a Josh Rosen and say, we're off of you now, and go for someone like a Justin Fields or a Trevor Lawrence or a Trey Lance? Because we all know Tua had his injuries, right? And if he gets injured again,
Well, and that's the thing is their line sucks
Mhm.
in Orlando or whatever, not Miami. I mean, sorry.
Close
And,
enough.
I mean, it's just right in Miami. I mean, it's what are you going to benefit out of putting him out there, but possibly getting him hurt?
The
I mean,
benefit to it though is you've got a rookie QB who hasn't
Get some
played
playing
since
time and sees
hasn't
the
played
field
since the middle of the season last year in college.
Yep.
And has had no field time other than with a practice squad. Let him. I agree.
Let him
Going
see the
into
defenses.
Denver is going to be the best opportunity. I mean, it's
because Von Miller's not there to kill him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't have much to fight against. They have a low end defense.
Right.
I mean, it's an opportunity for him to at least get a few minutes.
It's a high
in to see how he
risk
does.
though. For it's a high risk for medium reward, I would say, because if he gets hurt,
If he gets hurt, he was going to get hurt the following week.
Yeah, at
yeah,
what point of the
yeah.
season
That
and he's
injury
not going to have
prone,
that?
I mean,
Yeah,
he's got to get out there. He's got to get.
He
He's
can
gotta
very
take some
easily get
minutes.
hurt in practice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
no, you're
that
right.
that comes with the territory, unfortunately.
Yep.
You can't job a Chamberlain someone.
I mean, you can, but
Right.
Yeah, job a Chamberlain. No one else after that.
So moving on. So the NFC East.
I mean,
that's a gigantic dumpster fire, isn't it, guys?
it's an
Greatest
interesting...
shit show on earth.
Yep, it's
Beautiful.
a saga that cannot be overlooked. You want to look away, but you can't.
Yep.
But
there's literally going to be a team in the playoffs that wins that division that's probably only going to have 7 wins.
Wow, that's on the high end.
That's with how all of these teams are playing. Like Washington looks like they want to win, they just don't have the talent to. They're playing hard, and then Philly. I mean, they're just signing free agent wide receivers and offensive linemen off the street.
Hey, that That wide receiver that caught that over the shoulder
Fulgham.
cut touchdown, Fulgham. That
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
from
he
Old
looked
Dominion.
good.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew that Old Dominion had a football program? Old Dominion barely has a somewhat known basketball program.
Right.
Do they?
Much
Hell of a
less
trucking, hell of
Yeah,
a
right.
trucking company though.
Yeah, that's a great
Right. Yeah.
It's all my
Yeah.
stuff.
Don't they make
Um,
sugar packets too?
Domino.
I
That's
have
close.
no
Oh,
Pretty close.
Domino. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close.
Add,
pretty
add a
close.
couple different letters. It's all good. But
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, then you've got Dallas, who supposedly has all of the talent in the world on both sides of the ball, and they can't do shit.
Nope.
Dak thought he was getting paid.
Cool.
and they lost to a
Nope.
shit show.
Yes. Yes, they did.
Literally lost
So-
to their brown pants.
And then the final one. How does Adam Gase still have a job? Anyone?
Oh, for the
Jeez.
Jets?
Or not? Oh, sorry, no, not Jets.
Well,
what
him
the hell's his
too,
name?
but
With the Giants, I always
Oh,
get
the
the Jets and Giants
Is-
just
is that Pat
mixed up in
Shurmur
a
right now?
garble of garbage.
Is that their coach?
I
Sherman?
mean,
Or am I off by a season or two?
Name I
Joe
was just
Judge.
looking at it.
Joe Judge.
Joe Judge. That's right. He's new.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
his first year, man.
Yeah.
And he was a special
and
team
he's
coordinator or
lost.
something like that.
He's lost Saquon. He's lost some talent. I mean, they need to be able to find some people to fill those spots. But that's a Saquon. I mean, top 3 running back in the league.
We talk about
That's-
they just got Devontae Freeman. They're fine.
This is true. I mean, Freeman still got it. I mean, he hadn't lost a
No.
step.
No,
No.
I mean,
just let it
I'm
go.
pissed that Philly didn't sign him, but I guess Giants wanted more.
hey, you guys can always pick up Muhammad Sanu. He just got released.
There you go. We just pick up all the rejects.
Right.
We'll win another Super Bowl.
He's been
Yeah.
cut by 4 teams in the last 2 years. It's no big deal. Either cut or been traded away.
Yeah.
Either or.
Right.
Another wide receiver / quarterback option.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah,
Let's put 3 quarterbacks out there and just sling it all over
Yeah.
the place.
Right.
Why not? It just makes sense. I mean, not much for can get worse in that division. Just pull out all the stops. I mean,
Yeah.
Dallas by far has the most talent. They just can't live up to it for some reason. No one knows why. Offensively, they're great.
the curse.
Defense is
The
horrendous.
curse.
I think they just got it stuck in their head that they're some great team and they're invincible, and I don't think they're practicing hard enough.
Well, look at all the players that got contract extensions this past year or 2. You got Zeke. Obviously Dak didn't get his extension, but he's got a franchise tag, so he's getting big money. Jalen Smith, the linebacker.
Right.
They signed Everson Griffin. What's the Lawrence, the defensive end? He got paid. He's not doing well. Heck, the best pass rusher on that team is Aldon Smith, who hasn't played in like 4 years. It's ridiculous and how much talent they supposedly have on this team, and they still can't do anything. They're still losing games, and they're letting the Browns score 49 on them. The Browns, who had 300 plus rushing yards, that is
Was it
ridiculous.
300 plus?
Yeah.
Stop paying attention after the second quarter there.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is like something that
307
19.
versus Dallas's 85.
Yeah, exactly. So you're telling me that you
Sure,
supposedly
we're-
had the best running back in the league on
He
Dallas,
fumbled how many times in that game?
Twice.
2?
He had 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
Yep.
and then you're gonna let the Browns rush for over 300 yards.
Yep.
That is outrageous. The NFC East they just need to throw it away and then restart it up in a year or 2 after these guys get some draft picks.
I wonder if Dallas's calendar is stuck on December. That could explain a lot.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
hey man, no one ever switched out of this calendar.
And
Yeah,
they
that
have
makes
Groundhog
sense.
Month.
Yeah,
Right?
Mm-mm-mm. Well, then we got the
I
Chiefs
just
and the
think they're
Packers.
cursed.
Well,
Chiefs
the
and
Cowboys are.
Packers.
Chiefs and Packers,
Yep.
who are still plowing through. And Sick pointed this out earlier. I thought this was funny. I don't know if you guys listened to the very famous other guy that does sports talk during the day.
The other guy. You mean our Lord and Savior, Pat McAfee?
Yes, our Lord and
Pat
Savior.
McAfee.
was talking to Aaron
Yeah.
I
Rodgers
love Pat.
earlier.
He's a
I
great
remember
dude too.
ManCave.
He's.
I remember
I've met Pat a few times here in Indy, and he is so fun to hang out with.
He was talking to
He's,
Aaron
he's a
Rodgers
true.
earlier, and Aaron made the point. Well, they making the conversation about people saying Rodgers is in a slump. He's in a decline. Not playing his best football. Things like that. And
Coming into this season, they were talking about that.
right. But what was his quote? His down years. He said his down years for me are career years for other quarterbacks.
he's
I
not
mean,
wrong.
he's not
No,
at all,
not
and
wrong.
he's
Not at
proving
all.
it right and left this
Yep.
year. They've been on fire. They definitely are. I mean, they're steamrolling right now.
And we talked about this before. If you look at his supporting cast, it's not like he's got all-star, right? I mean, they're good.
He's only
Who-
got two. He's only got two possible Pro Bowlers on his
Right.
offense, and
Exactly.
that is Devontae Adams, who's been out the last 2 weeks,
Yep.
and then Aaron Jones.
Yep.
And then his second receiver last week was also injured. So he was down his top two receivers and just started throwing it to no-name tight ends.
Yep.
It didn't
He's-
work.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely showing like that he still has it, obviously, and he's escalating his game, which obviously is great for the football world. It's going to be really interesting to see how that week 6 game goes against Tampa Bay, because I'm excited for it. Whether even if the Bucks lose, I feel like it's going to be a good game.
Before that game, had any of you ever heard the name Robert Tonyan?
No.
Yeah. Like, then he goes out and gets 3 touchdowns playing tight end for the Packers. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, and they're also down Mercedes Lewis too. So
Yep.
Yeah.
there's that.
Well, they're on a bye this week, so that'll be a good opportunity for them to kind of rest up, get ready. Then they take on.
Great. Yep, they get an extra week. They're playing against the Bucks.
Yep. And then
Great.
TB12's got to drag his nuts across the ground again and hope that he can make it happen.
The only way
Resurrect.
only place that he's dragging those nuts across your face over there, Dan.
No, I'm a little too far away. He can't reach this far. He's only good for about 12, 15 yards at a time.
So,
But,
eventually get the job done.
So you got
Yeah.
Rodgers and Wilson. They're definitely in the MVP race, and then we have one of our I don't know, colorful crayons in our group here.
I think this might be more outrageous than my statement from last week.
Your
There's a
statement from
better
last week
chance.
is
There's a better chance of this being true than your statement last week.
that Josh
you're
Allen
talking Josh
apparently
Allen? No.
apparently is like the MVP right now.
He's on track. Absolutely.
I would say he's in the top 10. I
could
mean,
say-
that's pretty
But there's
Pretty-
only
decent. I mean,
He is
half the
putting the
league, but-
Buffalo Bills on his back
honestly
in
he
winning games.
he can. I mean, Stephon Diggs is. It's not like he's just.
Yeah.
Oh man, him and Diggs together are insane. I told someone the
That's
other day,
very-
it reminds me a lot of Peyton and Marvin Harrison. Like
Yeah,
they can
those
connect
were-
on everything.
I mean, Stephon Diggs. He's a burner, obviously, and then you got that kind of arm. So long balls are fantastic, and then he's going up and catching every single ball. It has been fun to watch all these highlights of that guy.
Absolutely.
But
I mean, where
he's
does- where-
not MVP.
no. Where's Mahomes fit in though? I mean, he's still got to be top 3.
No, I wouldn't put him top 3 right now. With
Mahomes,
Honestly,
yeah.
Mahomes should have had a better game against New England than he did. And I know it's Bill Belichick, and no matter if Bill Belichick's rolling out there with the trash can of a defense, he's still going to slow down people. Mahomes did not play great. And what I see is that, maybe some teams are going to possibly start to figure him out. He isn't like putting up gigantic numbers, which is okay. But if I had to say MVP, it's Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and then if they can win some more games, possibly even Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is running out of his mind right now.
Well, I mean, he's got to prove something. Minnesota ain't doing anything else.
Yeah, I mean, they've only won one game this year, and it's because he's rushing for 185 yards.
Right.
He's leading the league in rushing yards right now, albeit only by a few yards, but he just looks better than any running back.
And you hate
For
that
quite
for a
some
guy like that because you're putting in all maximum effort. You're
Yeah.
clearly putting in the work. You want it, and you can't
It's like Adrian
Your whole
Peterson
team
all
can't
over
get
again
there.
in Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, same team.
Yep.
I wonder if there's
Yep.
wonder if there's a problem there.
Hmm.
Hopefully, he doesn't have the same legal issues. But
Right.
I mean, it wasn't really legal. It's just
I
frowned
know.
upon.
He swatted his kid with his Switch. I remember growing up, I had to go pick my own Switch out in the
And
country.
we're not talking about the
Like,
video game Switch. We're talking about
no,
the
I'm
actual.
talking about like
okay.
twig.
Yeah.
Speaking of Switch,
Yeah.
Peeping in.
Yeah. Yeah. Just come over here and say hi to everybody real
Yeah, say
fast.
hi.
You know you want to. Say hi to Dan, Gage, and Sick.
No.
Hey, easy with your hands.
wrong finger.
Yeah,
I thought he had to tape up like boxing gloves there for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he busted
He's a
his
great
finger.
guy.
Oh man.
He busted his finger playing football the other day, so we taped up.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he got bit by an injury bug too, just like
Yeah, he did. He did.
Mhm,
All right, I'm gonna go back in your room.
he could probably still play for them.
mhm.
He probably could.
We'd
probably
probably
could.
win.
Right?
So we
Uh,
kind of touched a little bit on the hot seats, so to speak, the firings here. So
Yeah.
good old Bill O'Brien's finally out.
Finally out.
Long enough, dude. I mean, I never want to see anyone get fired, but he definitely overstayed his welcome.
I mean, he had nobody left to blame it on.
Yeah.
He had every job in the front office.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm the GM, I'm the head coach, also the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Even though I have guys, in that position, it's all my decision.
And the legal negotiator for all contracts.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wonders
have
why
that-
they're losing.
When you have that, I like even. I mean, I'm sure Belichick doesn't want to have to deal with all that stuff, but there's so many other coaches who I would rather have those kind of responsibilities than Bill O'Brien.
Right.
Like, why was he chosen of all coaches in the NFL to have that many roles?
It's not even that. I mean, the moment that he gave away their top receiver, the probably the leading receiver in the country.
The best player on their team, 100%.
You got rid of the guy that is helping lead your team to victory, and the fact that they didn't get rid of him then, because it's not the first time he's got rid of people for no reason and then didn't get anything back.
Right.
Just remember when he got rid of Andre Johnson when he still had a little bit left in him.
Yep. It's not. I mean, it's not the first time he's done that. But I mean, you talk about the hot seats. So Sick mentioned Adam Gase. I mean, I don't know why.
I don't know why
it is the Jets though. I mean, who else are they going to get? I mean, who are the Texans going to end up getting? I mean, we've got up here on the board, potential for Josh McDaniels, but
I don't see him leaving.
I don't think he's going to ever leave either.
He didn't take Denver. He's not going to take Texas.
He's under that thumb of Bill Belichick for some reason. I don't know. He must have some.
He's been promised that he's been promised the job as soon as Belichick retires. Most likely what will
another 20.
Let's think about that though. If you're in that position, that McDaniels is at, and you know that you're comfortable, you know you're going to get paid no matter what, and as long as Belichick is there, you're going to get taken care of. All you have to do is show up and go to work. You don't have anything else to worry about. I think I'd kind of ride that out until Belichick's like, all right, I'm done, and then go find something else to do.
And it's even better than that for him because he can turn around every offseason and use these other offers for head coaching jobs to get more money out of the Pats.
And he has
a win-win for him. Yeah.
And he's been very successful with that. And I mean, I don't think he's going to leave either, but I mean, there's not really a lot on the board. I mean, so is Saban coming back?
The biggest candidate right now that is in the program.
Wait.
Stop.
Did you say Saban?
Can we get rid of Saban, please? Can he go back to the NFL?
I was out there thinking, Lane Kiffin, but Saban?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like,
look.
Kiffin just needs to stop coaching.
Pete Carroll can go back. Or not Pete Carroll. What's his?
Pete Carroll's already back.
The Harbaughs. There we go. The Harbaughs can go back.
Yeah.
We can get rid of Urban needs to go ahead and just stay out
Yeah, I
of
was gonna
college
say, what's
forever.
Urban Meyer up to?
Urban Meyer's just chilling. He's analyzing and stuff. That's about it.
Let's send them all back. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well, right now the top or should be the top head coaching candidate for any team should be the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's not just because Mahomes is the talent that he is. He had to be molded. It's not like he came out of college like an Andrew Luck or this coming up Trevor Lawrence, who had all the tools. He was more of a what they call gunslinger, right? Kind of a go getter, and they had to kind of mold that a little bit, right? Especially with Alex Smith there, that helped. But the offensive coordinator, he's done a great job over there in Kansas City, helping build that team and
Eric
utilizing him.
Benemi.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yeah, so
Insert
the
alphabet here.
Yeah, right. The fact that he wasn't interviewed for a head coaching job at all, and Andy Reid said this as well, is just outstanding. Like he should have been interviewed at least by one team last year, and he was not. But I feel like that doesn't happen a second season.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
especially with after what's going to come down after this year. I mean, I could see probably 2 or 3 more firings before the end of the year. I mean, it's hard to say that because of the COVID year, but at the same time, like, yeah.
Well, I mean,
you could
but
see
it's
4 just in the NFC East.
you got Matt Patricia.
Hey, leave Doug alone.
You got Matt Patricia, who's 10-25-1.
Yeah.
And absolutely just, I mean, they're going so far down the mountain right now. It's ridiculous. Then you got the guy that I thought was going to get fired like the last 2 or 3 years, Dan Quinn, out of Atlanta.
Yeah, he's getting fired this year, 100%.
14-21 in regular season play since their Super Bowl collapse, and he's still coaching there.
Can they please give up on Matt Ryan?
Not while he's in town.
I don't think they're going to. He's not bad.
He's not horrible, but like you can't
a lot of
tell
teams
me.
will still take him right now.
Yeah,
I think a lot of that has to do with,
he's
but a lot of that
Rivers.
He is, but a lot of that has to do with who is training the rest of the group. I mean,
right.
if your staff, and this is a head coach's issue, to make sure that the front office is giving him what he needs for staffing. If their staff isn't pushing your players to the next level, then you can't really pin something on Matt Ryan.
No,
Matt Ryan has bad games, don't get me wrong, but
as far as devil's advocate on that, though, their offensive coordinator is Dirk Cutter, who has worked with Matt Ryan beforehand. Yeah. He was the offensive coordinator for them before Kyle Shanahan took over when Dirk Cutter left for the Bucs. And then when Dirk Cutter got fired from the Buccaneers, he went right back to Atlanta.
But if your O-line coaches and your wide receiver coaches and all those guys aren't pushing your players up to that level to play where your offensive coordinator needs you to be, you can't expect somebody like Matt Ryan to be able to always pull through. He's not that guy that can go out and solo win games. He's got to have a supporting cast.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's necessarily even the supporting cast around him, because he has a good supporting cast. He's got Julio Jones. He's got Calvin Ridley. He has
they don't have a line.
Hurst. His lines.
And they don't have a defense either.
I just looked at their injury report today. Their secondary, every single one of their starters is on their injury report right now. And then
that sounds like Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's basically what Philadelphia has for offensive line and wide receiver. That is their secondary currently. They had 8 players, I believe, on their injury report that are just defensive backs between.
Maybe we should combine, make one team.
There we go.
I mean, you guys can actually be a complete team that way.
It's 2 birds. I mean, they're kind of similar families. I mean, it works, right?
Yeah, right. Get 2 birds stoned at once. Let's go.
Stoned.
Wait, the Atlantadelphia Birds. Doug Marrone, that's another one. He's 12-24 since 2018 over there in Jacksonville.
Doug's got to go.
Jacksonville,
I mean,
there's no way the Cons give him another year.
And then, of course, good old Fangio over there in Bronco land.
I think you give him another year. He's only what, year 2 or is he year 3?
Year
Yeah,
two or
and,
year
and,
three.
and
Yeah.
but he lost his starting. I mean, Drew
Yeah,
Lock.
he did
They were
lose Drew
putting a
Lock.
ton a lot, and they lost what 5, 6 players on defense. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you lost Von Miller, your leader.
But we're
Yeah.
we're just talking hot seats. We're not talking
Right.
guaranteed. You know, and there's
Yeah.
obviously a couple on that list that it doesn't matter. They're done.
Yeah.
And that
Their
list,
numbers
yeah,
coming.
there's
Oh,
5
there's 4
job
or 5
openings.
easily gone.
Yeah,
Right.
Lions, Jags, Jets, Falcons, Texans. Like there's 5 right there without even really putting any thought into it.
You don't put a lot of thought into anything, but
Yeah.
You ain't
Yeah,
wrong,
right.
friend.
Good old Romeo Cornell, now the coach of the Texans. Let's see if he has another media outburst like he did with the Chiefs back in the day.
Right.
oof. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have some content out of that eventually.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we got the Bears that lost.
Yep.
Finally, thank God.
You take out an undefeated quarterback and put in fucking Foles. That's what you get. Foles can come into a game. He can't start a game. At least not the regular season.
No,
I
he
don't know.
starts in the playoffs.
Exactly.
That's when he comes to life. You can't do that shit.
To give Foles a little bit of credit, I mean, statistically, the Colts do have the best defense all the way around.
Until this week,
Probably, yeah, because they did have some injuries going out.
lost
That game.
Darius Leonard, and then the other 2 linebackers. Yeah, that's gonna
Now,
be rough.
Ben, did you stop watching the game after like 2-3 minutes? Like
I really
Gage
never
did?
even started watching
Ah,
the game
okay.
because I was
Bandwagon.
too busy
Bandwagon.
doing stuff. Yeah, too busy doing stuff.
Is that
Yeah.
just gonna be the weekly meme we all just call Ben a bandwagoner?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, what team did you like this? Oh, that's right. He was going on and on about the Browns. So I mean, he was real big on them this week. So we know
No,
where he stood this week.
no. I was going on and on about the fact that we don't suck no more.
Who, the
But-
Browns? Y'all beat the
No,
Cowboys.
the Eagles.
Philly Eagles.
We don't suck no more. Oh, we suck again.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's gonna be this next
Yeah.
week.
we won a game, and
Yeah.
granted it is San
Ish.
Francisco, which is
Ish.
We kind of won ish.
Hey, listen, they won and they're in first place.
I like to call it we didn't lose.
Yes.
first place in the NFC East, which is
I told you.
That's
I
painful.
said I think the Colts are gonna be the team to beat in this division.
which
if
is
they stay healthy.
laughable.
Yeah. So, Trevor Lawrence is obviously the kind of consensus best quarterback coming out of college if he goes to the draft this year, right? We all agree
Correct.
there. So,
Unfortunately.
with that being said, and you guys can speak for your team if you would like, or just any team in general. What if you were the GM? What would you be okay with trading in order to get that pick to get Trevor Lawrence?
Klondike bar and a harem of hookers.
Right.
That's it.
Oh,
I mean, who would turn that down, really? I mean,
I was gonna say it's a full harem. Harem.
a full
Man,
harem.
that's-
Healthy,
Full
too. There's no injury
yes.
report on
right.
the harem.
Are you sure about that? It's Philly, so
See, I don't think Philly is really going to push for something
No.
like that. I mean,
Yeah,
they're stacked in their QB
yeah,
position.
I don't think Philly per se,
But
but like if you were a GM of a team right now and you had a situation, just say, for instance, like the Bears, right? You have Trubisky, who you've already declined his option. You have Nick Foles, who, if he doesn't perform up to it, you kind of a situation where you don't, you're not going to be in the first pick, but you don't necessarily have a quarterback that you really like. If you were the GM of the Bears, would you try to trade up and get Trevor Lawrence right now?
You could be looking at what? Probably 2 first rounders, a second round plus the player. I would assume.
Probably.
roughly, yeah. I mean, that's
I'm
an
just saying-
expensive option.
Yeah.
As a
And-
Buccaneers fan,
And that's taking a risk that Lawrence can come out of college playing in a conference that has been very lackluster the last couple years.
I mean, they've been the only good team, so
And well, I mean, the only team that he's really lost to in the ACC has been what, Syracuse? Did he not lose to them?
No, that wasn't Trevor. That
Oh,
was
okay.
Deshaun.
Okay.
Okay, it was Deshaun. All right.
No,
Anyways,
we just took Trevor the fuck out of the game.
that's what it was. Okay. Um, which is just as satisfying. Okay. Um,
Yeah, then we got beat by backup. Anyways,
but you take a chance that he actually can come into college as this highly touted, or come out of college as this highly touted quarterback and perform on the national stage against guys who are a lot bigger and a lot faster and not get killed.
yeah, but it's a lot like Alabama in that sense. Clemson players come out of college ready to play.
Get that,
yeah,
but
as far as offensive goes, yeah.
Yeah, they're on a whole different level than your average, ACC school player coming out. I don't really think that's a
the
worry.
chances
I don't
of
know how you make it work to trade up and get it.
I mean,
for any
I'm just
team.
saying, as the Buccaneers, being that we only have Brady for maybe another year or so before he decides to hang it up, I would be okay with doing a Ricky Williams esque trade or Herschel Walker esque trade. And if you guys aren't 100% sure what I'm talking about, I'm talking trading away every single pick that we have for this year and our first through fifth round for next year to
Wow.
get Trevor Lawrence. As a Buccaneers fan, if we did that, I'd be okay with it because we have talent everywhere else and we have everyone else under
But
contract.
you're
And
literally basing it on all that. What happens if you lose two offensive linemen in
it
this
can
year
happen.
or next year? And I'm not talking about lose. I'm talking about lose. Like their careers are done. Like they completely. There's no rehabbing a knee or this knee or whatever. I mean, and
Carson
you
Wentz is
need
still
to go in and
standing
get those guys.
despite having that happen to him. I mean,
Yeah.
it,
I'm just saying that's a lot, but you're also talking about a quarterback who's a lot lighter than an offensive lineman. I have a buddy that played at K-State and his career was completely ended.
bandwagon.
And there was no way. Oh, no, not bandwagon. I'm still a bigger KU fan, but I but he's literally one of my best friends. He played at
yeah,
K-State and like he's 6'8", he's solid, good sized guy, and he had all the potential in the world to make it into the pros. And his junior year of college, done. Like there was no fixing it. Now, granted, it was 20 years ago, and maybe medicine wasn't as good.
I mean, Alex
wasn't
Smith is
available.
walking. Alex Smith could play
Yeah,
right
right.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously that speaks volumes to where medical, is right now, considering he had multiple fractures in his leg.
Yeah.
And then he got that infection after his
Yeah.
surgery and then had 12 more surgeries,
Sepsis. Yeah.
on his leg in order to help prevent, basically him from dying, much less try to play football again. So like
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like, that could happen to any given quarterback, right?
I wouldn't worry
And
so much about the injury side as much as it's
because
the
he's
fluke.
also never shown. Yeah. Yeah, I think even saying the word fluke on this guy is just kind of, let's be
May be
real.
the real deal. But again, you are rolling the dice on something like that. Look at how many
Right.
number one QBs come out, and the small percentage of those actually hit it big.
Or even start the first season.
Right, and you don't really know what you're getting out of that.
Well,
Now,
that's why I think
to
it'd be great for him
play
to be ready for a year.
to play on the positive side for you, if you guys did that, you still have the salary to go and pick up off the free agency side
Mhm.
or whatever you need to do to pick up to fill those spots, because there is a fairly good stacked draft coming in of other players, teams that are going to be picking up new talent and getting rid of old talent that still has a couple years to buy you some time to get some more picks later on.
Yeah, that's I'm saying, like, from a Bucks fan perspective, I would be okay with it because I know that everyone, like, say for our offensive line, the only thing I have an issue with right now is our left tackle Donovan Smith, who's absolutely horrendous. If we weren't even trying to get, like a Trevor Lawrence, I would try to get that kid from Oregon, that tackle, who seems to be the consensus number one offensive lineman. That way we could shore up that side because we just drafted Tristan Wirfs from Iowa, who's playing great. And then the rest of our offensive linemen are good. Jensen's good. Ali Marpet's an All-Pro. Alex Capo's on his way up. He's only in his second year, and he was a D3 prospect. He's doing good. So
it's just going to be interesting to see because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who picks him up if they don't have the team set up to support his growth and his career development. Then he's a waste. If he
100%.
ends up at and
if he goes to the
Burrow,
Jets,
Burrow may have a great year and a great career with the Bengals. They may take off and actually turn into something after 300 years. But if he were to land it at a typical Bengals or Browns team or something of that nature, where they're just not that good and they're where QBs go to die essentially, then he's done. He's not going to have a great chance. And then by the time he does get out of there and go to another team, he's so far behind the curve.
Yeah,
that he just lost his career.
That's why
I think the teams, unless it's like a Mahomes instance where he ends up with KC, who's automatically stacked and ready for him to go.
Mm-hmm.
The teams that are going to end up with number 2, number 3, number 4 are going to be the ones that are going to make the most of it, and they're going to end up with the greater success out of it. While having the number 1 pick is the greatest thing in the world, and it looks great on paper, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. I mean, look at some of the great players. But I mean, look at Breeze and Manning and those guys. They weren't, and Brady. They weren't the top of the list.
I mean, you said Manning. Manning was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also sucked for the first 5 years of his career.
First 2.
First 5.
2.
But
I'll give you first 2. I said Indianapolis guy over there.
Well, no, that's bandwagon.
It was.
He may not have remembered that far back.
No, it was about 2-3 years, and that was about it. After that, he started winning them games.
He picked up his. I mean, he started getting in the video room and figuring out.
He started using that ginormous forehead brain.
That 6 head, bro. He's He went straight to 6.
He's like 7 now. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it just keeps getting bigger.
That receding hairline just makes it look even worse right now.
Right.
I love
When's
Peyton.
When's he gonna become a coach?
I don't think
it'll. Yeah.
See him in college.
He likes doing his analysis stuff and his Peyton's place or whatever.
Yeah.
He likes doing that stuff.
Pretty good.
His car commercials and.
I'm curious about Trevor though too. Would this season not count against any players? Any chance Trevor comes back if they don't win a natty this year?
No, I don't think so.
I think he calls it. I mean,
it's
too much to it's too much to possibly lose. I mean, if he does get hurt.
But if he's looking at mock drafts, whereas right now it's Jets, Giants, Redskins, and Jaguars, does he take that in consideration and say, nope, I'm going to go back, try to get a natty, and hope a better potential landing spot is there next season?
Well, I mean, if you're looking at that list, I mean, head coach aside, and obviously it being in our division, I would say you're hoping for the Giants, obviously, because I mean they do have some of a track record in the last 10 years of going to the Super Bowl and winning. So it's just a matter of.
And they still have some talent on the team.
Office, and they still have some talent. Saquon Barkley, and
right.
I just think that they could rebuild. It's just a matter of getting the right front office personnel in place, head coaching, so on and so forth. I just think that that's what you shoot for if you do decide to go. Obviously, that there's no other team on that list, though. I mean,
by the way, can we say George Kittle is absolutely insane? I mean, I get it. He's playing against the Eagles' defenses last week, but the dude is just going off.
Kittle's been the best tight end in football for the last 2 years.
I know, but he's just continually getting better and better.
Yeah.
Like he absolutely.
He's one of the most fun guys to watch too.
Yep.
Out there throwing those Zero Matios.
Yeah.
He was 15 for 15 for 183 yards.
Yep.
Caught every ball that came at him.
He's good, but even he said when They won when they lost to Travis last year. Oh no, before the game last year. Travis is somebody I've looked up to, somebody I've wanted to be, emulate my game after. And, Travis took it as a huge compliment and then stomped on their throat in the Super Bowl. So,
We lost Gage.
yeah, we did.
You guys hear me?
Yep, we got you now.
We
Sir.
do.
Okay, my audio cut out for some reason.
It's
Yeah.
all good. We didn't want to hear what you had to say.
Good.
Oh man, moving on to college though. There was some interesting crap that happened this week. Ben's other bandwagon team, Oklahoma.
I am not even close to being an Oklahoma fan. I didn't even know the quarterback's name until I didn't even know it last
Spencer
week.
Rattler.
How could you
Yeah,
not
I
know,
thought
man?
it was Gatler or
He's
something
an
like that.
early Heisman candidate. They've lost 2 weeks
Not
in a row.
anymore.
Not anymore. Week 1, that kid looked like the best thing since ice cream, and then, oof.
Yeah.
And for maybe this is Lincoln Riley's attempt to try to be like, oh, I'm not good anymore, guys. I'm just gonna go to the NFL now.
It was a rough one. I mean, Texas losing 2 weeks in a row to unranked teams, which again, rankings don't mean crap coming into this because nobody knew what to expect. Pitt, I mean, the undisputed national champions, Central Florida
UCF,
lost.
I mean,
like what the hell,
Cool.
man?
To Tulsa.
They have a school.
That makes me I go back to looking at that though. I mean, Tulsa now, I mean, it's like okay, they actually have maybe they have a squad. I don't know. I don't know enough about
For
Tulsa,
what?
but
I don't know anything about Tulsa.
They're the
But-
Golden Hurricanes. They don't have a team.
They don't even know what a hurricane is.
I don't know.
Golden Hurricanes. That sounds.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I
think
thought
we're on
about
the
the
same
joke, and I'm like,
wavelength
nope.
Standing
nope.
outside, just
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so he's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
demonstrate
I
I
it.
didn't,
So,
need, I didn't need
Yeah.
that visual in my head.
Yeah.
But thanks.
oh man, in the last 2 weeks, Oklahoma is 0-2 versus teams who have lost to the Group of 5 schools.
I think at this point, if Oklahoma isn't not ranked, they're just really holding on to that whole, the last 3-year run for them with Lincoln Riley.
yeah.
They shouldn't be ranked at this
No.
point.
Not at
No,
all.
they shouldn't.
They should have
No,
been
they
ranked
should-
coming into this week.
They should be playing in the MAC conference.
Oh, I just got a notification. The Storm win the WNBA because everybody cares.
So who win the what?
I don't know. It's never mind
Yay,
what I
a
say.
thing?
Yeah. I said, I just got a notification. The Storm won the WNBA.
We heard you the first time. We just
So
didn't.
who won the what?
exactly.
Anyways,
So,
moving on to what we were
Right.
relevantly talking about.
Right.
Yeah,
Relevant.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma's playing
Yeah.
Texas, who also lost this past week
To another
Um,
unranked team.
to another
Yes.
unranked team. So now you've got two potential. I don't.
You have
know.
two has-beens playing each other.
Still wearing my boots.
Yeah.
Go downstairs.
So yeah, you got those two teams playing each other. So I guess maybe if one of them wins, one of them continues to be ranked. I don't know.
No.
This
No way.
whole ranking system is
No.
just audacity.
Well, no, you can't do that because we have the Pac-12 coming in. So we got to make room for them now.
Gotta make
for
some
their
room.
7 games that they're playing or whatever.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I want to touch back on this. North Dakota State literally played 1 game this year, scheduled 1 game for this kid to get play time so he can declare for the draft. He
It's
scheduled
good
1
for
game.
NDSU. Why not?
But, I mean, 1 game. Like, play the whole year. Why not?
Nah, man. Can't get hurt. It's kind of like a Nick Bosa thing, right? From a couple years ago.
Right.
It's like if I play and I get hurt, I'm probably not going to get drafted. Or if I do get drafted, it's going to be like 5th round. And right now he is like, at least according to all the real sports analysts guys, not us, obviously. He's probably the 2nd or 3rd quarterback in this coming up draft class.
He's not going to go above
Yeah.
Fields. There's no way he's going to.
don't think
Intriguing
so.
is the word I keep seeing around him.
He's a a project. kind of like I feel like he has like a lot of Jordan Love as far as like how people view him, which obviously Jordan Love's now the third quarterback on the Green Bay Packers, so that really doesn't say much.
Yeah, but he did his job and lit a fire under Rodgers' ass.
I guess if that's what you want to spend your first round pick on.
But what bothers me about him though is he's 17-0, but only in parts of 3 seasons being there. He's only played in little parts of those seasons. He's not played an entire season. He's not been an entire starter or anything like that. So I mean, and again, they're not even in an FBS conference. I mean, so it's kind of hard to see that to just automatically say, all right, so we're just going to throw you up there. I mean, unless they're just really hurting for talent to put up in that top 5 QB.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the move. If you play like half the season, okay, maybe I kind of understand. The season's basically done at that point. But to do one game, it is kind of weird.
I mean, if that's what they want to do, but I did see that NDSU is actually starting. They're going to do their whole season in spring. They decided to forego the fall. They're doing theirs in the spring, and he just didn't want to stay and wait, which obviously you really can't because you got.
Well, I mean,
get ready
if you're
draft ready
declaring for the draft, yeah, playing in the
but
spring.
you would think you would want to actually get a real set of numbers underneath your belt, a full season, and actually put yourself to that opportunity to take that number 1 spot. Because obviously he's not going to take it this year. There's not really a lot of talent coming in the next year.
But at the same time, it wasn't his choice. It probably wasn't the coaches of the ADs either. They might have been held back by the school themselves because of the whole COVID thing.
Right.
Maybe that's the best they could have got. So, I mean, you got to take what you get right now at these times.
I mean, I get it. I think it's kind of a joke.
Oh, same. But at least you got something. Good for the kid.
Sick put in some dude from Florida. I think we could skip that one because nobody really cares about the Gators.
I mean,
they have 2 players top 5 for Heisman right now, and one's a freaking tight end.
I don't understand. I don't understand that whole tight end thing with that. That I don't get. He's a good tight end. He's probably going to get a first round draft pick, but he's not like.
Oh, he's not setting the world on fire or nothing. It's just I've seen him in a couple of the mock Heismans. I've gone, yeah, that would actually be kind of interesting. I didn't realize that tight end had won before.
Oh, did they? Who was the
Yeah,
last
there's
one?
been 2. I couldn't tell you now. I closed that like 3 hours ago.
Listen here, sir. You're the one that came in with that storyline, and now you can't shore up on it.
Nope. It's I got my sources. I got
Larry Kelly and Leon Hart.
Yeah, that's the 2 names I was thinking of. Like right there.
Yeah, I know who those guys are.
Not at all. Nobody does. Let's see how long were their
1940.
Let's see how long their careers were. Larry Kelly. Let's see.
Larry Kelly, 1936, and then 1949, Leon Hart. So again,
irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
They were
100%.
tight ends back then. Were never.
Listen,
we're definitely not what they were now.
I'm just saying, most of the colleges, if not all the colleges at that point, didn't let African American players play. So,
well, no, we didn't have a African American Heisman until 58 or 59. I should remember the exact year because it was Ernie Davis at Syracuse. And
Yep.
It just slipped my mind which year it was.
Yeah, but
he's a bandwagon Cuse fan. He can't remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the list of tight ends who received votes. The last tight end that received a vote was in 1977 for the Heisman. Ken McAfee of Notre Dame. He placed 3rd. 1977. That's as old as it's been.
Or not Christian, but
Pat.
Pat McAfee's dad.
I don't know, maybe.
Just kidding.
I mean,
but yeah, I mean that's a long time, and it's not happening. It's not in today's era.
Happen.
But good storyline for like a week, I guess.
Until he gets hit, gets hurt.
I mean, of course, if you look at Kyle Pitts, obviously he does look like a good tight end, but then all the focus is going to go to his quarterback, Kyle Trask. He was having an insane year.
Yep.
Is he a sophomore? Oh no, he's a senior. So he'll probably be declaring.
Yeah.
Not that that really means much because it's not like Florida quarterbacks go in there and do anything in the NFL.
Tebow.
Tebow time.
You mean the
Tebow.
famous New York Met?
Yeah, the famous New Yorker Met. You're right.
He
That guy.
played football? Weird.
Yeah. He thought he was going to be like Russell Wilson and was gravely mistaken.
Hey, just remember he led Denver to that playoff win against the Steelers, though.
The Steelers.
He'll always be remembered for that run.
Oh, come on. Sorry, not you guys. Freaking Tampa Bay. Get out of here with that shit.
Oh, because we're winning.
For now,
Yeah.
just wait till the 9th again.
Oh, it's 4-3, and then dude hits a freaking grand slam. I was had me so pissed. I was like, "Oh, we're in this. Now we're not in this anymore. Now we're losing by like 6."
Yeah, it is currently Tampa Bay's up 5-1.
Yeah,
Yep.
Just into
just
the
hit a
third.
2-run.
So
All right,
But they're
so-
down
a
in
game.
the ALDS.
Oklahoma State, the real front runner in the Big 12. I mean,
Teams in the Big 12.
there's no other team, so
I mean, you'd have to put K-State as far as the only other team, but they've lost a game. But Oklahoma State is,
But Kansas scored a touchdown.
hey, Puka Williams is an amazing running back, but he's just on a really horrible team. Like, if you were to put him on anybody with a half a line, any team, he would be doing a lot better.
yeah, I mean, the Big 12 is just kind of a mess. With Texas not living up to what they should have. Obviously, Oklahoma, who's not ranked anymore, not living up to anything. Oklahoma State, the only team that hasn't lost in that entire conference. And then Iowa State, who I guess gets it because they beat Texas or Oklahoma last week.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they're ranked. But yeah, it's like it's not a good conference right now, and if they're not playing any out of conference games, is that correct?
No, there's no out of conference. Some of the schools got like the little
I would
gimme
say
game.
ACC schools have one game.
One, yeah, but
don't know
it's they're all the little,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
get paid.
okay,
games.
so Oklahoma State beat Tulsa for their first game, 16-7. Wait, so Tulsa's taking down 2 ranked opponents now, or almost 2.
It's close. It was close.
Well,
Close. It was close. 16-7. That was a close game. But yeah, I mean, their next match is Baylor, who's trash, Iowa State, Texas, who are currently ranked, but that doesn't really mean much. And then K-State, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, and TCU. So they got a kind of a cake schedule if they continue to.
Big 12 is a cake schedule.
Sure, yes.
I mean, it really is, and it's going to be
Yeah.
funny to watch the Pac-12 start up and just see how much of a dumpster fire that is.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to suddenly expect that some of their teams are going to get injected into the rankings and have some fresh start and watch very quickly as they all just get kicked right out.
Yeah, it's just not a good conference to look at. It's just like looking at the ACC almost. Except for the ACC, at least has one really good team.
I'm just excited to see how many MAC teams and those can actually like get ranked this year.
I mean, the AAC's starting to get some ranked teams in there. SMU's now ranked.
Mhm.
Cincinnati's still ranked.
Can we see SMU in the playoffs? That would be hilarious.
Jeez.
Mustang.
Well, the last time the SMU was good is when they got caught cheating.
yeah, I was gonna say when they got
I mean,
blacklisted there and death penalty.
this
Yeah.
is the year to do it.
I mean, if there's a year, it's definitely this one.
Start banging on trash cans.
I mean, the ACC is actually looking solid though as far as ranking goes. I mean, obviously Clemson number 1, Miami's number 7, North Carolina for whatever reasons number 8. Virginia Tech's 19. Notre Dame is. I didn't realize Notre Dame was part of the ACC.
This year, yeah.
Oh, just this year.
Yeah.
just so they could get in a
and
conference.
they're eligible for the conference championships.
Okay. Well, they're number 5. So
It'd be the first time ever that they ever had a chance at a conference title and still won't get it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, poor Notre Dame. And
If
then
they would have just joined 10 years ago, would have been fine.
yeah, so Big 12's looking rough. Big 10's when they start what? Later this month, right?
Yeah, end of
Yeah,
October,
end of
24th or something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
They're having 4 teams automatically ranked. Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and Minnesota.
Minnesota, now that's just funny.
Did Wisconsin just like lose all of its talent?
Ah.
I mean, because
They've been on
they're
that.
pretty
16,
relevant.
sorry, 16.
They've been on that decline, but I mean,
yeah,
I mean, they're number 16. It's not bad.
we'll see. I think they have a better chance than Minnesota does. To be honest with you, talent wise, you still watching the game?
Nope.
Nope.
As far as
Well, I
MLB
mean,
goes, obviously, the Yankees do have that one game up. Nobody really cares about the rest of it all. The Braves are up 1-0. They smacked Miami around earlier, which was good to see because it's Miami. Houston is up 2-0 now.
Come on.
Somehow they're still winning.
Well, this is why they're still winning. There's no fans. I think for the Astros, if there was fans involved in this season, they would not be winning due to the mental aspect. Because of what they did, that the fans would completely destroy them each and every single game. And not only would that happen, is that with all that cheering and hoorahing, against them, that it would even provoke the other team that they're playing probably to play a little bit dirtier. If I had to guess, being a someone who played baseball all their life,
But
I know for a fact we would do that.
would the A's actually know how to play dirty? I mean,
Yeah,
I wasn't sure they even knew how to play.
Are you kidding me? Would they know how to play dirty?
I didn't
They're
think.
from
I didn't think the A's
They
have
had
actually played
Giambi
baseball in
and
10
Canseco
years.
on their team.
I thought they forgot how to play baseball altogether.
Right.
It's one of those
Listen,
teams you tend to forget even exists.
the A's are always there though. They're always in the playoffs. It's just weird. They never win anything, but they're always there.
Well, they got to send somebody there, so just send them.
Right.
Billy Bean, man, doing
I'm
his
still,
magic still.
I'm still under the. I mean, they're still good players. Just because of whatever they did.
There is no did. They did it.
They
Yeah,
did it. They
They
100%
did.
It wasn't
what
alleged.
they
It was
did-
a real thing.
Well, what they did doesn't take away from the fact that they still had talent.
No,
Yes, it does.
It
Yes,
it
it absolutely
does.
does.
It doesn't, but it does, right? So they had an unfair advantage. So in a 7-game series, that changes a lot. If it's just like throughout the regular season, like it's still like frowned upon, obviously, but I don't think it would have been as severe of all the hate and disdain towards them as they have right now.
Yeah.
It's you look at it that way, and it's just during the World Series, this stuff was happening.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying what they did was right by any means. I'm just saying you take that aspect out of it, and they're still talented baseball
Well,
players.
obviously, you have to be talented to be able to be on a main roster in the MLB. There's no argument of
Right.
that. But
it's better than just
your talent
okay.
comes to this point where you're just utilizing it to hit the ball because you already know everything about it, as opposed to your opponent who is legitimately relying on their senses and actually trying to read the pitcher and be legitimate and portraying a better talent.
If I knew a curveball was being thrown at me, I'd hit the ball every damn time too. Yes, it takes skill to hit it and everything, but they all had the skill. We already knew they had the skill from the years prior.
They just didn't have confidence that they could actually win it without cheating, and that's a bigger problem. You didn't cultivate that talent and build a better team
without it, but with it, it just made it even worse. And obviously, with it coming out and them kind of like shrugging it off to begin with, they're like, well, I mean,
Like whatever, it
that
just
that
happens,
helped.
and then,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
we all cheat some way. Yes, everyone in the MLB cheats in some kind of way. We know that. It's baseball will forever be marred by cheating.
I mean, I remember back to high school days when I was playing baseball. You tried to steal the signs. Period. You just
Right, but you weren't doing it with video camera from center
You're right.
field, fielding
No,
it
you're
down
right.
into your clubhouse and all
You
that.
you're
It's
you're doing
No.
it from the dugout with your
From the
eyes. You're like,
dugout,
oh, I
yeah.
think that's what this means.
Yeah.
They had people literally hired and getting paid to do this.
yeah.
the,
And the fact
the
that there was
whole
no consequences for the players involved, I think, is what makes it worse
right.
now.
It was
even.
just allowed to
there-
happen.
Yeah, if there was consequences and 3-4 guys were either banned or suspended for multiple seasons, we wouldn't even have this conversation. Like it would just be a fun series going right now between the Astros and A's.
No, I
But
mean the team itself got a slap on the wrist. Like
The
yeah,
whole-
they
No, they
lost
did.
their manager or whatever. Like no one
Yeah.
cares about
Yeah.
that.
The whole concept of stealing signs in baseball was always, it was just it was a cat and mouse game. You were trying to deceive the other guy. You both were doing it. You knew the other team was doing it,
Right.
so you were trying to one up them as
Switch
far
something
as
up. Yeah.
you wanted to confuse them and get the edge over them by having changing your signs or doing whatever you had to do to. It was all about being competitive. You knew it was going to happen.
It's all
Yeah.
the same thing like with the Patriots and them filming other teams' practices and like what was it last year or the year before when they had guys literally get caught in the middle of it of filming another team during another game.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll delete the tape right now. They're like,
Bugging
no,
the
That was at
locker
MetLife. That was at MetLife, wasn't it? Where was that?
yeah,
I remember seeing
they weren't even playing them that week. They had people there scouting the game, which is allowed, but you're not supposed to like videotape all that kind of stuff and the like the sidelines and everything.
Bugging the
That's what
locker
they were doing.
rooms and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. I mean, it just above and beyond.
Like
Deflating
we all know, like
footballs.
we we all know that stuff. Everyone's going to try to get an advantage that they can. The old saying goes, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win.
That's why you have scout teams. You're going out to try to
that's-
figure out your talent, but there's a big
Yeah.
difference between trying to forego having talent altogether and let's just make sure that we guarantee a victory by blatantly cheating and at any expense.
Yeah.
And then
But-
not get punished for it. I mean, the Patriots got punished for their crap,
Mhm.
and
I mean, they lost a first round pick.
that's a lot of money.
That's pretty severe, and all the money that they did get charged to the team, to the owner specifically.
Mhm.
I mean, like yeah, that's pennies to him, but still,
That
it's
was
like
a couple less massage parlor visits.
It's
Yeah.
marks against your team. I mean, that it's straight
Yeah.
up it's an asterisk against your team
I-
every time.
despite Brady's championships and everything, that's always going to be brought up against him too. And it's the sad part about it because even if he was or wasn't directly involved with any of that kind of stuff, it's always going to be held against him.
I
That's
don't
not
think
one.
that he ever could deny that he was complicit in it.
Yeah.
That's
He'll
the
never
other
say
side to it.
anything
He
about it, but-
doesn't have anything to prove that he didn't have anything to do with it. He
Right.
tried to justify all of it.
I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get a 30 for 30 like we did with like Last Dance or something, and he talks about it. That'd be cool.
Right.
When he's like 65, Bill's like
Right.
gone, and he's like, all right, I can finally talk about this now.
Gronk is recovering from falling through a cage in WWE.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's not from him doing WWE. That's just the usual frat party.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he just has fun, lives it up. Our final category here, the sport nobody
dumpster
really
fire
cares about right
Yeah.
now.
I'm watching the score on ESPN ticker, and I will go into his dumbness here in a second, but I said it's Lakers in 5, and that's the way I think it's going to end. They're up
I agree.
2-1 right now, and I mean they're only winning by 2 right now, but I think that you're right though. I mean, somebody put 68% down from last year's game too. The bubble is affecting it, but I just think the overall political aspect stance of it, and I'm not going to go politically into it, but I think it has hurt their
Oh, it absolutely has. The commissioner
um,
came out today and said they're getting rid of it next season.
Yeah, I mean,
and-
it definitely isolates, a certain group of people
right.
and stuff. And some people in general, some people just they don't really have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
They're kind of apathetic towards it, which
They just want to watch the game.
yeah, that's
Period.
some
For
sports
you
is a
to
getaway for a lot of
inject
people.
that exactly, and for you to inject that into try to inject it into me when all I want to do is watch a game. I'm one of them people. I'm just like, no thanks. Like I'll pay attention to see who won the game, but I'm not gonna sit there and have to have it just shoved in my face
Yeah,
every second.
I think it's. I mean,
Oh, no,
as
baby. Yeah,
far
we
as the
gotta say
message
something.
goes, I think it was a good idea, but obviously for them in a business standpoint, it's hurting them.
Yeah, but when you put out a good message as the NBA, but then you turn around and do the deals you have with China, I mean, does it really
Yeah.
matter what you're saying? I mean, you know, again,
No,
not trying to get into the whole political thing, but
distract.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what did I miss? Because apparently I missed something. What did LeBron do?
He
Uh,
walked off the court
there
before
was
the end of
5
the
seconds
game.
left in the game,
And
which
he
I
just
mean,
walked off and went into the locker room, and
he didn't. I think the thing about
he didn't put on his mask because they're supposed to put on a mask before they go back to the locker room, which is
they're in a
in,
damn
wait,
bubble.
in the
Like,
bubble?
literally,
Really?
it's all
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, they're still supposed to like follow certain guidelines, even though everyone there's all been around each other and no one else.
yeah.
Supposedly.
There has been 0 cases in the bubble, by the way, in case you weren't aware.
No, but they have been breaking out.
Oh, Lemon Pepper Lou Williams. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's. I think part of it is because it's not the same, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, he walked out, like you're frustrated about it and everything, but usually after a game, you go in the locker room, you do your thing, you get on the bus, you travel on the plane, you go home, whatever it is. That's not happening now, right? It's you go back to the hotel room, you're surrounded by, you walk by down the hallway in your hotel room and walk by, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
It's it's not like you're getting away from it. It's still there, and I think that's part of it. It's like there's no good game, or like, hey, next one we'll see. It's like it's all ball right now. It's
Yeah, you can't
not
talk
about
trash and go
sportsmanship.
home. You can't get mad. You can't do anything and get over it. There's no wind down time, no nothing. And then on top of that, you've been stuck in that same scenario, that same room, that same little corner for weeks.
Yep. And then your 15-year-old son's rolling up doobies and on the internet, so you can't go take care of that.
Right. So your home life is falling apart too. We have
that's
congrats
what
to
he
Doc Rivers.
did exactly what we thought.
Yep.
Oh, did he
76
end up with
job.
the Sixers?
Yes, he's
Yep.
got a 5-year deal with the
It was
Sixers.
literally the day after it was last Thursday that I think, because we had the podcast on Wednesday, and then Thursday they signed him. So
Good for him. Hopefully he can make a change there.
right.
Yeah, I mean
Yankees
that's
are now only losing by 1, by the way.
oh really
5-4.
Yep.
oh, wonderful.
Yep.
Giancarlo just hit a homer.
Yep.
Another?
Yeah, he's
2 for
5.
2 with 2 then? He already hit 1 in the first or
He's got
second.
5 homers in the postseason so far.
I'm
Yeah,
glad I
there's
turned it
no
off. You're
outs.
welcome, Yankees.
So yeah, Doc Rivers, yeah, he got the job. So with that being said, obviously he gets fired by the Clippers. He goes over to the 76ers. Well, now the main talk should be who's going to go coach the Clippers, who supposedly have one of the best rosters in the game.
I mean, I don't know. On the NBA side, I really don't know who your coaches are, to be honest with you. I don't know who you would want to move around.
NBA
I
is
gotta-
so tough because they also like go overseas for coaches. Like Cleveland picked up that one
David
dude
Blatt.
from like Lithuania a couple years ago.
Yeah, David
Well, not a
Blatt.
couple of
What-
few years
I don't
ago.
like that guy.
Yeah.
What about
You got Ty Lue.
Ty Lue? Hey, I'm gonna throw this out there, and it's been
boy.
talked about before, but the God, what is the female's name? The assistant coach for well, now she's the
The
head
Spurs?
coach of the Spurs.
Oh, the Spurs.
I can't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about. I remember the
Yeah.
story stuff, like, oh, made a big deal. She's
Not
this
Sue Bird. It's not. She was a WNBA player.
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about. If you
Yeah.
want, you can look it up. But that would be a big step, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think we're there yet.
Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond. That's right.
Yeah,
She
I don't think we're
knows
there.
her stuff, and I don't know. She
Hopefully
was a
one day.
winner in the G League. I mean, she was able to coach them up, and there was a couple
I don't
players that got to
think
move
you
up.
give that opportunity the Clippers opportunity.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with the talent that they have, they're making their voices heard. I think that they're gonna push for somebody that's gonna be
Championship caliber
Yeah.
has been there. So we'll
Um,
see. I think Ty Lue could possibly be a good candidate for it.
I think that if that job would have been open at the same time, what's his name from Oklahoma City? Urban, no, not mine.
I don't know college basketball coaches, so
No, not the college. No, he went.
Billy Donovan.
Yeah, Billy Donovan. If that job would have been open, I think he probably would have picked the Clippers before the Bulls, just because of the talent.
I know
Maybe.
the only one
And-
that I saw that seemed like they may want to make a move up was Juwan Howard out of Michigan
Oh, to go up to the next step.
to go back up to the well, I mean, obviously be his first NBA coaching, but to actually return
Right.
to the league. Gage froze. There he is.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Yeah,
there,
so
I think that
I did. I'm
he
back.
is the type of
I don't know what's
person
wrong
though
with my PC.
that wants to see what he can do with his college team though before he does that.
Because that's where
Juwan, yeah.
that's where he played, right? Wasn't he part of
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah, Fab Five.
the
Oh
Fab
yeah.
Five? Yeah. I feel like that's probably like a dream job for him, and that's why he's
Mhm.
doing it. I don't. If
I could see
maybe
like Jay Wright or Tony Bennett going up. I don't see any other coaches from the college level though.
it's
Everybody
very
keeps
rare
talking
right
about
now.
my coach at Kansas, and I don't know that I'll ever agree that Bill Self will leave.
It's very rare that a lot of these college coaches are moving up to the NBA. If you've noticed, there hasn't been too many, and the ones that have, there's very rare success.
Yeah, I was gonna say last one was Billy Donovan,
but if
wasn't it?
Yeah.
You also have
Yeah.
the coach for Boston, who used to
Yeah.
coach was it Georgetown? No, I don't think so. I can't remember.
Don't say that word. He'll have a
Georgetown.
snap and then things go sideways.
Georgetown.
Um,
Yeah. So I mean, there's been a couple, but there's really not a big success rate.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, yeah, college players can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, right? I mean, little incidents here or there or whatever, but for the most part, they're still controllable. Whereas I don't feel like the coaches in the NBA, obviously, they're grown men now. You know, they're not, they listen to another grown man to a point, right? It's just, I think that, and with the paydays, it's some of these college coaches are getting, why that the good ones. I mean, aka Bill Self, John Calipari, all of them. I mean, why leave when you can control it and still get paid, and control the players and still get paid?
Yeah, but
I don't-
Mason still like to dabble in the NBA here and there. Outside of Shetsky and Boeheim, I think all of them at one point or another have at least considered it.
yeah.
I mean, that's
it is
you would think as a coach though, that's your ultimate goal, your ultimate dream anyways, is to go to the pro side.
for most, yeah.
I mean, obviously a
You would
lot of them
think
know
that,
that
but
they're
it's
never going to have that chance, but that's always got to be there somewhere in the back of your mind. Like, I wonder how I could do in the pros.
Maybe to an extent. Obviously Nick Saban found out that wasn't for him, so 13 days in with the Dolphins.
You can read all about it in his book.
I'm not reading Nick Saban's book.
That's
It's
a hard
empty.
pass.
It's a couple pictures, like little scribbles that he kind of did, and like a self-portrait.
Couple of paint by numbers.
That's really about it.
That's a hard no for me, bud.
He managed to draw a duck, and that was it. Let's run through a couple quick games here before we wrap
Yeah.
this up. We got coming up Thursday night. Obviously, we got Tampa Bay and Chicago playing at Chicago, which is going to be an interesting game. I
Tampa
really,
Bay by a
Bucks-
million.
oh
Bucks
yeah,
win 10.
they're gonna roll all over that. Buffalo, Tennessee. I mean, obviously Buffalo's gonna roll on that one. And then
Yeah.
you got
What happened to Arizona?
They fell off quick.
Yeah.
They were looking super good.
Yeah.
and I
I
just
mean,
and
I
that comes
give
back
it
to
to
I
them.
don't feel like Kyler Murray is right at that level. He's not.
Right.
Obviously,
He's not,
Lamar Jackson is below Mahomes, and Kyler Murray is way down here still. He's not quite got to
Yeah.
that point yet.
Yeah, he didn't take that big second year jump like those two guys did.
Yeah.
He's really got a lot of
I mean,
of
I
growth.
still pick him to beat the Jets, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're definitely beating the
Right,
Jets. Anybody's beating the Jets. Jets have a
Carolina-
good possibility to go in 16 at this point.
Yeah. Carolina and Atlanta. Obviously, Carolina. I would put them over Atlanta. Atlanta's going to lose every game the rest of the year. I have a feeling. They can't seem to keep any momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, he's doing good. It's not like he's not. I mean, they lost against Tampa, but he did really good.
We got Casey in Vegas.
Chiefs all day.
Yeah.
Of course, Arizona over the Jets. I mean, that's his
Okay,
chance. Go ahead.
Outside of Buffalo at Tennessee, is the best game of the week Indy at Cleveland? Like, none of these
No.
games look good at all. It's weird.
Honestly, I don't like the Indian Cleveland game because I don't know what I'm gonna get out of Cleveland.
Right, and Indy's entire DB squad is broken, aren't they?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, that could be a legitimately fun game. Could
You
be.
do get
Probably
to
won't
see.
be. It'll probably be Indy by a million also, but still.
I think
You
I like
have-
the Chargers Saints game more than that.
You also have Burrows versus
Yeah.
Jackson. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Monday night there, Chargers. Yeah.
Because
That's not-
I don't think the Saints are all that great.
no, they're not. They're definitely not in that year that they should be. They're not at that point. Don't forget though, the Eagles are going to beat the Steelers somehow, some way.
You funny.
I think
Look, all we got to do is
They're
hit Big
gonna
Ben in
make
the
it
arm.
happen.
Just
Yep.
got to hit Big Ben's arm.
I say we just tie again, and then we'll still be in first by a quarter of a game over the
Right.
winner of New York versus Dallas.
I think it's possible. I just think it's gonna be tough.
Couple
I
quick
don't think
college
so.
ones.
Steelers pass rush is too good.
Yeah, unfortunately. Couple quick college ones. A couple big games are going to be Florida and A&M. That's a big ranked game. Virginia Tech and Carolina. Do get to see Miami and Clemson be. I don't know. I don't know if Miami is really
Virginia
bad.
Tech and UNC, both 2-0.
Yeah, and
both ranked.
I actually think BT is gonna spank them.
I do
not been
too.
impressed with North Carolina yet.
They
They're
haven't
getting
really
way too much
played.
ranking
Yeah,
for their head coach's name.
No, I agree.
legitimately, yes. Miami Clemson, that's going to be a good one. I think they are probably the only team in the conference that's going to have anything to say against Clemson.
Yeah.
And then again, the rest of the games for the rest of the week are games.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Florida State against the Notre Dame game. You don't think you guys got that one?
Oh, we got that in the bag.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's in a little plastic case. I think it's NCAA 14.
Right.
Oh, that's the one with Denard Robinson on the front, right?
Was it? Oh, that was a Tebow one, wasn't it?
Tennessee
14?
and Georgia, that might be a pretty decent one.
I think Tennessee and Georgia would be good. Tennessee is like a sleeper team in the SEC this year.
Right.
They are.
They're like sneaky good.
Right.
I don't know if Georgia's really that good.
Pittsburgh at Boston College in the Yawn Bowl.
The Yawn Bowl.
Somehow
Two
Pittsburgh
of the
managed
worst
to win that.
teams to watch
Man,
play football.
How
It's
did,
just
how did
so
we miss
weird.
number 15 BYU versus University of Texas San Antonio? I mean,
Because
I'm ready to see those Mormons win. I mean,
right?
I'm not that concerned about that one.
Who were the
It has-
Golden Hurricanes playing?
Nobody that I can see. But don't worry, Marshall is ranked number 31, and they're playing Western Kentucky. That is on our list for some reason.
Why is your ranking going that high? That's
I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm
that's
looking at
just-
our list. I'm going by our picks list here. Like it legitimately
no.
has them ranked at 31 for some reason.
wow. Interesting.
what picks?
Our,
Oh, I got
yeah,
you.
our
Yeah.
actual picks. Yeah,
Yeah, I got to put those in this week.
yeah. You might want to
Yeah,
actually
I'll,
remember to do that.
I'll,
I know.
I'll
I need
totally
to
do
do
that
it, too.
Cool tracker.
So,
Right?
Several just been whooping everybody's ass because none of us
Yes,
been doing it.
because we haven't
I
been
literally
doing
forgot.
it.
I forgot 1 week.
I haven't played yet.
I've
I haven't played a single
2
week.
weeks.
I haven't put in a single pick. I mean, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's about it for
Need to
us.
do it.
We covered everything.
Yeah, I'll put in my picks right now.
You do that.
I'm supposed to be playing some Rocket League with Cyrus.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, you and Cyrus want to 2v2 us?
Oh boy.
Listen, we
No.
can play some.
No.
Some fun 2v2s.
Some fun
No
2v2s.
way.
We'll play Boomer Ball.
No,
We'll talk about this
no,
after the
no.
broadcast. We'll get off of here. We'll settle it up on that one. We'll figure this
Oh,
out.
boy.
Oh Lord.
All right, guys. I'm gonna catch you guys later.
All right. Yep. Till next week.
Till next week, boys.
Yes, sir. Catch you guys later.
All right, everybody. We're gonna kick out of here. We'll catch you guys all back Tuesday. If you are in our pool pick or our football picks, it's on Pool Tracker. Make sure your picks are in by Thursday night. We definitely got some, not very exciting games this week. It should be pretty easy to pick your winners. Don't forget we do have cash money on the line for that. But appreciate everybody for hanging out. We will see you guys Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern. Hope everybody has a great week.